everyone. So it has been a few years since I last did an Oddities update. This has been completely unintentional, but I'm finally going to be getting back into it again. So this is going to be Oddities update number 9, and this is a continuation of the Oddities updates that I used to do on my old channel. So basically, if you're new to this, I have like my main video on this channel that includes my whole collection of all of my oddities. So this video is going to be showing you what oddities I've gotten since that video. And the same thing goes for my old oddities updates. They were continuations of like other oddities collection videos because I do make new ones every now and then. But one thing that I should say is that some of the things that would otherwise be included in this oddities update are actually in my most recent oddities collection video. I think we should just start. So I think first I will show you things that don't have their own categories. The first thing that I'll show you is one of my favourite pieces that I've gotten. I actually got this like a year ago now, but it is this beautiful red fox fur. Now this is going to be really hard to get all of it in frame, but he is so beautiful. His name is Klaus, and yes, that's after Klaus Baudelaire from a series of unfortunate events. So Klaus came from an antique store. Actually, he came from one of my favourite antique stores, which was part of like a little birthday trip. So I guess he was kind of a birthday present to myself. I'm really excited to have him in my collection, even though the way that he died was really unfortunate, and it would be better that he just hadn't gone through that at all. But the fact is that he has, and so I just want to give him the best home that I can and give him all the respect and love that he deserves. So yeah, that's Klaus. You would have already seen this if you saw my what I got for Christmas haul. So my sister is amazing, and she got me some little oddities for Christmas. So she got me 2 of these really beautiful mummified seahorses. And these came from a second-hand shop, so I don't know like where they would have originally come from. They look as though they would have just been like naturally found, but obviously I can't say for sure. I'm like really impressed with the size of these and just all of the detail, and like they're so amazing, they're so beautiful. So next I think I'll show you wet specimens. So all of these were found and preserved by me except for one. So I think I'll show you that one first that was not prepared or found by myself. I got this teeny tiny beautiful little rabbit fetus. Oh my god, so cute. I've always wanted some kind of preserved rabbit in my collection, especially a baby one. So I got this one from the medieval fair last year, and this was from a roadkill rabbit, and obviously the babies were so small and underdeveloped that they would never have made it. This one's very cool. I've had this guy for quite a while now as well, actually. So this is a blue-tongue lizard. This guy was found by my mum and my sister in our backyard, and he was actually really fresh when we found him. And it appears that however it was that he died, it involved being squashed, I guess, because he's very, very flat, and they found him underneath a big piece of wood. Next one is a bird. This one is a female house sparrow. This one was unfortunately caught by my cat. My cat has his own outdoor enclosure so that he can't hunt birds, but occasionally somehow a bird will find its way into the enclosure, and that's what happened this time around. It's only ever happened twice that a bird has gotten into his enclosure, and he's only caught the bird once. The other time the bird got out. So this one was very unlucky this time around. Yeah, this one hasn't got a name yet though, so if you can think of anything, let me know in the comments and I'll definitely consider that. Next I have some more birds. Now these are some baby birds that I found when I was walking home from the shop, and I believe that they are siblings, so that's why I preserved them together, because I found them really close to each other and they look really similar. So I think these are also house sparrows by the looks of their feathers and stuff and their little beaks. Again, I don't have names picked out for these yet, so if you can think of any, let me know. We'll do a break from birds and I'll show you another reptile. This is one preserved skink plus his or her tail. So again, unfortunately, this guy got into my cat's enclosure because it's so small, like we can't block out everything. So my cat did catch this one. I always intervene whenever I see him hunting something, or someone I should say, but I was too late for this guy, which is sad. So he dropped his tail and then the cat still got him, so he died, and now I have both parts preserved in here. So I have 2 more wet specimens to show you, and these are both from birds. So first I'll show you this one that I found the other day. This is a bird fetus. I've been collecting oddities for nearly 10 years now, and this is the first fetus that I've prepared myself, so that's cool. So I found this one when I was on my way to an appointment. She was on someone's fence. She still had the eggshell kind of stuck to her, and you could see like parts of her body sticking out, but it was all still kind of clumped and stuck together, so I had to take her home and clean her up and stuff in some water and then preserve her. The last wet specimen that I have to show you is dusty. I actually really need to change the jar for this one because the lid does not, isn't sealed on there very well. But anyway, so this is a starling, I think a European starling, but I could be wrong, an introduced species anyway, and I've again always wanted a preserved starling in my collection because they're so pretty. I love the iridescence of their feathers and stuff, and yeah, they're just really cool. There's lots of floaties going on. Some of that is feathers. Again, I really need to change the jar and the preservation fluid. Those are all of the wet specimens. I think I'll show you bones next. Firstly, I just have this partial sheep skull. I do have quite a few sheep skulls in my collection, so this one will be used for art most likely. I already have kind of a design in mind for this. Yeah, but this was, I believe, found by my brother when he was using his metal detector, and he gave it to me. Next, I just have some possum bones that are all in this jar. So these are all from a brush-tailed possum. I found these when I was on my way home from volunteering one day. I'm thinking this was a male, just judging by the pelvic girdle. I think that's the official name for it. But yeah, there was no skull or anything. There were pieces of skull. Yeah, there's a piece of the half of the nose, so it has the premaxillar and stuff, with some teeth. Really interesting anyway. Okay, next I have another skull. Oh, I have 2 skulls actually in here. So first of all, I have a little Corella skull. This is my 10th little Corella skull in my collection, but the other ones are all being cleaned at the moment because I found a bunch of them at the same time. I found this one when I was on a walk. I was walking from a thrift store to my house, and then I found this. It was next to the footpath. And then near that skull I also found a little partial bird skull, which I think is probably from a New Holland honeyeater. So the last skull I have to show you is quite beat up. This is my kangaroo skull. Again, I have quite a few kangaroos in my collection. I've had this one for a really long time waiting to be cleaned, literally years, so I don't actually remember where this came from, but I know that it was found. I think it was given to me, but I can't say for sure because it's been so long. I'd say that this is definitely a male kangaroo, just judging by the size and general shape. He will be staying in my personal collection. Pretty much all native animals that I get now stay in my own collection, just because when I sell them as artwork it gets kind of complicated if they're native. And then lastly for bones, I just have this little jar of miscellaneous bones. So I have this one, which is a bird bone, and it is very, very large for a bird bone. This is from the wing, so this part here I think is where it attaches to the scapula, so it's the humerus. And I actually have another one of these, but it's even bigger. It's I don't know, it's massive, so I'll show you that next update. But if anyone knows what kind of bird this is from, because it's massive, I don't know if I have another one of these to compare it to. But if you compare it to this sort of average bird bone humerus size, it is incredibly large, so no idea what kind of bird this is from, but it's very cool. And I have this bone, really random. I'm pretty sure this is from a kangaroo, and this is one that I've had for ages and only cleaned up recently. Another bird bone, and then the rest of this is all fish bones. And I found all of these fish bones in a park don't really know how that works. I'm guessing it was dumped there or something and then it decomposed. It has like the skull and all the ribs and the vertebrae. It's like nearly the whole skeleton. Oh, and also I think I found this bone on a walk. I don't remember where, but it was a really long time ago. And then this bone, I found this on my mum's friend's property and she said I could have it. Next I will show you insects. So some of these were bought and some of these are found. So first of all I have a little resin encased insect. Now I don't know what type of insect it is. I'm pretty sure I have one or two of these already in my collection. This came from a car boot sale. So it was secondhand but still in the packaging, which is cool. This next thing is really gross, not because of what it is but because it has like sticky tape marks all over it. So this came from an op shop. It is a little bee in resin and I believe this was the lid that was part of like a honey jar thing. I bought the whole thing but I threw out like the honey jar part because I don't eat honey, but I just kept the bee because I think the bee is really cool. But I really need to get this sticky stuff off. Like it's really bad, it's so difficult to get off and it looks hideous. I mean, you know, the whole display is like really ugly with like the fake flower and stuff, but it's still a dead thing. So the next insects I have are all ones that I've found. So I have this little one which is a butterfly. I found this on my walk to the shops and yeah, it was just lying there on the footpath, so I picked him up. I have this. I believe I found this somewhere in my house dead, but I don't remember like what room or anything, and I don't know exactly what kind of bug this is, so if you want to let me know, feel free to. Then I have this one, which I believe is called a damselfly. This one actually flew onto my screen door in my studio, and I was trying to like save it with a bit of paper and it just kind of flopped and it went really limp and it wasn't dead but it was like not doing too good, so I put it in one of my pot plants to just hang out where it was safe and it wouldn't get like blown away or something, but unfortunately it never recovered, it just died. That's rather sad, but I guess insects do live very short lives. Next ones are really tiny and they're just in these little jars, so I have, I don't know what it is, some kind of bug, I got no clue, but he's cute. I got this little guy, which is what we call clicky bugs in Australia because they make a clicking sound and they can bite apparently, but I've never experienced that. And then I just have a little bee and I don't remember where I found this. I think I probably found this just outside somewhere, and the clicky bug I found dead in my hallway. Don't remember where I found that one, but it would have been inside somewhere. They were all found already dead though. So, more things. So next I will show you eggs. I have gotten a few egg shells and stuff lately. First, you can't really see it in here because I really need to change over the jar, but I got just a little speckly bird egg that I found on the ground when I was out for a walk. But I don't know what kind of bird it's from, but it is like really pretty. I like how the speckles sort of look like watercolours or something on there. It's really nice. Then this needs to have the jar changed as well because it's like completely the wrong size and it's really ugly, but I also got this eggshell, which is like a very pretty blue colour, and my mum says that this is probably from a starling. She said that she used to find them when she was little and they were from starlings, so that's probably what this is from. I can't remember if I've actually shown this to you or not before because it might have been in my last Oddities collection video, but I actually can't remember, so I'm showing it to you again anyway. So yeah, it's just this chicken egg which is from an op shop. As you can see, it's been hollowed out and it's got like decorations all over it. It's like the colour choice is not really for me. It's cracked like around here, but you can't really tell with all the patterns on it. So this last egg is so cool. I'm so excited to have it because again, I've always wanted one. I bought this secondhand from a vintage shop and it is an emu egg. Oh my god. I got it really cheap and it is so cool. It's so huge. It's like nearly as big as my head. Really awesome. So the last few things that I have to show you are all interesting things, but they are not dead, so that's why I've kind of left them to last. I have a first aid outfit kit. I think this is from like 1960, maybe earlier, I can't really remember. I was told, but I don't remember. And I got this at a car boot sale, the same one that I got the beetle from that's in resin. It's got like all the instructions and like the safety stuff printed on the inside of the tin, and then it still has all of the different parts to it, and they're all still like wrapped up and everything. So we've got superior absorbent cotton wool, plain lint, surgeon's lint in brackets, euflavine lint, I don't know if I pronounced that right, used as a burn dressing, boric lint, which is used as an antiseptic dressing, Digger's APC powder. I'm not going to take that one out because it's stuck to the tin and I just broke it trying to get it out. My mum was like really interested in this because she used to be a nurse, and so she knew like all the different things that are in there and what they're used for, so that was very interesting to learn about. From that same car boot sale, actually I think all of this stuff that I'm showing you now is from a car boot sale, so I won't keep repeating that. I got this really cool book from there. It is Anatomical Genographic Studies of the Spine. I've definitely said that wrong, but there's the title. And yeah, it's basically this big old book about the human spine, and it's very cool. It has lots of information, lots of pictures and x-rays and stuff. Yeah, it's really interesting. Really, really cool. But very old and flaky. So this was published in 1964, so now we know. I've never seen a book like this before, so super, super awesome. Next, I got an old bottle. I don't know what this was actually used for, but it's a nice bottle. I don't know, I just like it. I like old bottles. Lastly, I have some old photos, so I have a bunch here that I got. So first we have Camel's Hump from the Cross, Mount Macedon. That's what it says. It's basically a bunch of trees and hills and such. I just like collecting whatever photos kind of catch my eye, which often includes forests. We've got this picture of two presumably sisters. Doreen is the 3-year-old and Mary is the 1-year-old. Next we have, I don't know, there's no name on here. I think there's a date. I think this is from 1914, that's what the back says, but I could be wrong, but it's just this very well-dressed gentleman. We have this one with a little boy. I really like this one. Something about it is slightly gloomy and it's really cool, and I really love his shoes and the mat that he's on. It doesn't say when this one was printed. And then lastly, I really like this one. Yeah, and I don't think there's a date on it, but it's just this elderly lady, woman, someone. I think she's knitting. Maybe crocheting? I'm pretty sure she's knitting, but I don't know, I like how she just looks kind of serene, content doing her craft, looking off into the distance, just having a nice old time, you know. So yeah, and that is everything. So that was a really big Oddities update, and I will definitely be doing them more frequently so that they're not quite so long and I can post them more often, because I definitely want to start doing them more again, because I know that they were kind of a favourite for people on the old channel. That's everything, so let me know which one was your favourite and if you have any name ideas for some of the wet specimens. So thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.
If I said that Yana was our most gifted academic student, but she has a remarkable
Next time. Becky, you're flight.